Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Bookicious, the channel where we dive into stories, characters, and worlds that stay with us long after the last page. Today, we're going back in time to the late 1970s in India, during a period of political unrest, heavy restrictions, and of course, the infamous emergency. But don't worry, this isn't a history lecture. We're talking about a novel that beautifully weaves history with romance, humor, and the dreams of a young India. Yes, I'm talking about Once Upon a Curfew by Srishti Chaudhary. This book is a delightful mix of love, rebellion, friendship, and the spirit of youth, set against the backdrop of one of India's most turbulent times. So sit back and relax, because today I'll take you through the full story of Once Upon a Curfew. By the end of this video, you'll feel like you've lived this journey yourself. The story begins in the year 1975, a time when India was going through massive changes. Prime. Minister Indira Gandhi had just declared the emergency. Suddenly, curfews, censorship, and restrictions became a part of everyday life. In this tense political atmosphere, we meet our protagonist, Indu. She is a young, spirited woman in her 20s, intelligent, strong-willed, and eager to do something meaningful with her life. But she's also living in a society where women are still expected to settle down, marry, and stick to the traditional path. Indu, however, has bigger dreams. She wants to make a difference, to help people, and to carve out her own identity. The emergency becomes the backdrop against which her personal struggles, choices, and adventures unfold. Indu lives in Delhi, and right from the start, we see that she's not like most women of her age. While many are preparing for marriage, she is more interested in joining social movements, working for the people, and breaking stereotypes. She's bold, curious, and not afraid to ask questions, whether it's about politics, family, or love. But her mother, like many mothers at that time, is obsessed with finding her a suitable husband. The clash between Indu's ideals and her family's expectations adds humor, drama, and tension to the story. And then, of course, comes the love story. Enter Bhanu Pratap Singh, a charming, idealistic, and equally rebellious man. Bhanu is from a royal family, but he is nothing like the typical prince. Charming, you'd expect. Instead of living a comfortable life, he wants to dedicate himself to serving the people. When Indu meets Bhanu, sparks fly, but not in the usual romantic way at first. They clash, argue, and challenge each other. Their chemistry is built on debates, disagreements, and a shared desire to bring about change. Bhanu respects Indu's courage, while Indu admires Bhanu's dedication. Slowly, they're fiery. Exchanges turn into friendship, and friendship blossoms into love. One of the most fascinating parts of the novel is the book club. You see, during the emergency, censorship was strict. People couldn't freely express their thoughts, let alone criticize the government. But Indu and Bhanu come up with a brilliant idea. They start a secret book club, hidden under the cover of literary discussions. Through this book club, they bring together a group of like-minded people who are eager to talk about freedom, change, and hope. On the surface, it's just about reading novels, but in reality, it's a symbol of resistance, a small way to fight back against the silence imposed by the government. The book club meetings are filled with wit, banter, and passionate discussions. They also serve as a stage where Indu and Bhanu's bond deepens, surrounded by friends, literature, and dreams of a better tomorrow. As Indu and Bhanu grow closer, their relationship is constantly tested. The world around them is dangerous. Curfews are strict, political arrests are happening, and freedom of speech is suppressed. But even in such dark times, their love story shines like a beacon of hope. It's not just about romance. It's about partnership, equality, and fighting together for something bigger. Through stolen moments, secret meetings, and whispered promises, their love grows stronger. But at the same time, Indu faces increasing pressure from her family to settle down with someone suitable. Her choices are no longer just personal. They are political, emotional, and deeply tied to the world she lives in. Of course, no love story set in such times is without hurdles. The emergency looms large, creating roadblocks for both Indu and Bhanu. Their book club becomes risky. Their movements are restricted. Friends get caught up in political controversies. Indu finds herself torn between her duties to her family and her responsibilities toward the causes she believes in. Bhanu, too, faces conflicts between his royal background and his revolutionary ideals. There are moments of heartbreak, misunderstandings, and even danger. But what makes the story powerful is how the characters don't give up. They stumble, they fight, they struggle, but they keep moving forward. Once Upon a Curfew is not just about Indu and Bhanu's romance, it's also about the youth of that generation, their courage, their questions, and their desire to break free from outdated traditions. The book shows how young people, even in the harshest of times, can dream, resist, and create small revolutions. It reminds us that change often begins with conversations, with small acts of rebellion, like a secret book club, or with the courage to say no when everyone expects you to. Say yes. As the story moves towards its climax, tensions rise. The emergency grows harsher. Indu and Bhanu's secret activities become riskier. The question now is, will their love survive the chaos around them? Will Indu find the strength to choose her own path? Without giving away too many spoilers, I'll just say this. The ending ties everything together beautifully. It's not a fairy tale ending, but it's hopeful, inspiring, and deeply satisfying. Indu and Bhanu's journey shows us that love is not about escape. It's about standing together, facing challenges, and creating something meaningful even in the hardest of times. In the end, Once Upon a Curfew is more than just a love story. It's a story of courage, rebellion, and the power of books, ideas, and young hearts. Srishti Chaudhary does a wonderful job of blending romance with history, humor with seriousness, and personal journeys with political realities. If you enjoy stories that are both lighthearted and thought-provoking, this book is definitely worth reading. So that was the full summary of Once Upon a Curfew. I hope you enjoyed reliving the 1970s through this journey of Indu, Bhanu, and their unforgettable book club. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the story, subscribe to Bookicious for more summaries and literary explorations, and let me know in the comments which part of this story fascinated you the most. Was it the romance, the book club, or the backdrop of the emergency? Until next time, keep reading, keep dreaming, and keep questioning. See you in the next video.